Welcome back, my coinaholics. Of course, another day, another coin that could possibly be hiding in your change. Believe it or not, I am a firm believer that every single date of every single denomination of coin has a little something to hide that maybe, just maybe, a lot of you may not be aware of. Today, our focal point coin is going to be the 1961 Lincoln cent. Probably one of those dates that are generally passed up. Of course, it's a little bit on the older side. We're only 2 years into the new Memorial Lincoln cent reversed design at this point. But yes, we're going to go ahead and talk about the 1961 Lincoln cent. We have coins in here that are worth 20 bucks, 30 bucks, $100, $2,000, and you know there are a few coins that have sold as high as $4,000 to $6,000. What are they? Stay tuned. We are going to check them out, baby, and this will give you a little bit more incentive for searching through those Lincoln cents. So I'm glad you're here today. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for instant notification if you haven't done so already. Love all the views and support, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So, like I always want to do on these particular videos, is I want to talk about the coin itself without going into too much detail about varieties, errors, things of that nature. We're going to go ahead and talk about the two business strike coins. All right, so we have a Philadelphia and a Denver minted coin that were produced during this year. There is of course, a proof coin. We're not going to talk about that because those are generally produced and made strictly for the collector market. So those were available for purchase through the U.S. Mint at that time, but we're just not going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump into the first coin, which is going to be the coin that you've seen here in the last few seconds. The 1961p, okay, this is a Philadelphia minted coin. There is no physical P mint mark on this coin like you would normally associate with some of the newer modern coins out there in pocket change today. Now, no shortage. The U.S. Mint minted these in droves. 753,345,000 total pieces were produced by the Philadelphia Mint at that time. Let's talk a little bit about grade. People loved graded coins, okay? People love submitting graded coins, but I also wanted to hit you up on, of course, PCGS, one of the top grading and authentication companies, along with NGC. They're like hand in hand, but we're going to use PCGS valuation and numbers for the basis of this video because they are the more stricter grading companies out there that are not at all conservative, okay? They really get down to the nitty-gritty on the details of these coins. But the 1961 Philadelphia in PCGS, the top grade ever assigned to this coin is Mint State 67 Plus full red, okay? This would typically be a coin that you would find in just a really old, brilliant, uncirculated roll of coin, okay? Of course, you might come across these and change, but the chance that they're going to come out as 67 plus red, that's kind of tough. Yeah, you know, it's going to be a coin that's virtually spotless, very clean, very nice example. Now, only one coin was graded by PCGS at a 67 plus red, so you know how rare it is, but that's fine. That makes this a great chase piece. Now, PCGS has an assigned price guide value of $8,500 for this one example. So to give you an idea of the just value of a coin at this higher grade level is simply astonishing. There are no other coins like it. There's just one example. But I also want to talk about the top sale, all right? Great Collections had sold a Mint State 67 example, so it's just half a point grade lower than the top grade. May 19th of 2013, so it's been a little while. That example sold for $5,720. Okay, that's a lot of money, and that's why the 67 Plus is guide valued at $8,500 because of that one in State 67. All right, so that's the Philadelphia minted coin. Let's go ahead and jump into the Denver minted coin. Much like the Philadelphia minted coin, there is no shortage of Denver mints out there. As a matter of fact, there is nearly 1 billion more coins that were made and produced by the Denver Mint at this time. 1,753,266,000 total pennies. And my God, that is a lot of pennies that the Denver Mint cranked out in 1961. PCGS has assigned one coin in a mint state 67 plus full red. Okay, and here's the good news. This coin, this one individual coin that graded out at this level, was actually made available for sale earlier this year. As a matter of fact, in Great Collections auctions, May 5th of 2019, that one example sold for $5,458.50. As you can see, because of the higher mintage, more of these probably will be available at some point. Okay, it's just going to be a matter of which one of you is going to find that other mint state 67 plus full red and then cash in with a number of thousands of dollars for it. So that, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, is the just talking a little bit about the coins, okay, as they're minted, and just like overall nice grades. As you can see, that's one such opportunity right there, is to find a high, nice grade. However, okay, that's a lottery chase odds type of find, okay, and it's fun. It's fun to do something like that. But let's also talk about some of the other coins that are much more available, I guess, that are worth money. Okay, we have a number of them. There are a number of varieties that you guys need to pay attention to in this series, specifically for the Denver minted coins, because I'm happy to announce that there is a myriad of repunched mint marks that are available for this particular date. Okay, the first one that I wanted to bring up, of course, is one of the main Cherry Pickers Guide varieties, and I've found a good half dozen of this one example in my lifetime. It's a really cool and neat variety, and to be quite honest and quite frank, it is probably one of the most underrated varieties in the series, and that's the 1961D RPM that's punched over a horizontal D. Okay, this one is incredible. If you look back to some of the other coins that have had this similar type of RPM, the 1942 D over horizontal D is one other such example. However, that particular coin is worth many hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Okay, so it's all grade dependent, but a D over horizontal D is an incredible RPM, and this is one such coin that's available at really nice grades for about $50 to $100. And the good news is you can pick up a nice graded like mint state 64 or 65 for around that price range. Okay, and that's how much you would expect to earn if you found one of these coins. Now, if you did find one and it's in less than desirable condition, you're still talking about a coin that's worth, between like $5 and $25. Grade plays a factor in the valuation ranges that I'm discussing today. But this is one such coin that needs to be found. Okay, so you guys pay huge attention to this one coin. So I have a couple other kind of like a little bit minor RPMs, but do not overlook these at all because they are valuable. This next one that we have here is an RPM number 5. Okay, so this is a minor RPM, but as you can see, you have a nice spread of another underlying D southwest of the primary D. All right, so this one right here, you can see the arrows. This is another great coin to look for, and this one generally sells for about $5 to $10. Really nice coin, couple extra bucks you can make off of it, not too bad. The other example that I have here, of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are plenty more to be found, but this one is RPM number 7. This one has a secondary D that's punched north of the primary D. You could see kind of like that round circular hoop. That's the other D on there. Now, if you need more information on which other RPMs exist for this date, go check out coppercoins.com. Okay, that's Chuck Daughtry's website. It's fantastic. If you've never used it before, there is a lot of information on there, and there's lots of change and lots of treasure to be found that you guys probably are not aware of. It is amazing. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 big errors that I have, researched and found for your consideration. Okay, these all, range from mild to wild, but again, you never know when some of these are just going to pop up. So the first error coin that I wanted to discuss is this 1961 Lincoln cent. It looks kind of funny. It looks really damaged, but it's not, I promise. This coin was struck on an underweight split planchet. All right, so the blank had split at one point, okay, into 2 pieces. So you have this really thin planchet blank that was struck, and therefore you kind of have this wood grainy kind of cheese grinder effect to the coin. I guess that's the best way that you could describe this effect that you see on here. But take a look at the reverse. Because of how thin the planchet is, it didn't get all of the strike, so you have some weakness on the reverse as well. But this one right here, I would say, you don't necessarily have to authenticate this one because it speaks for itself. All right, it's just simply diagnostically a true blue split planchet, and I mean, you could fake it, but it's going to be really discernible if it's a counterfeit coin. But this one example sold on Great Collections July 12th of 2015 for $27. All right, so that's a start. It's an annex graded Mint State 63 red, but it's a cool find nonetheless, and it's probably one that you could find out there with enough searching. So the second error coin that I wanted to talk about on the list is going to be this 1961. Now, this one you're probably not going to find that easily in change, I'll be honest with you. But this one is struck 80% off center. What makes this one incredible is that you can still see enough of the date to know that this is a 1961 dated Lincoln cent. All right, so the more offset a off-center strike is going to be, as long as you have the date on there. That's what makes these things very valuable. This is an NGC Mint State 65 full red. This one sold on Heritage Auctions back in November 20th of 2012 for $79. Pretty cool, not bad. Really cool error statement piece for your collection, and one in which it would be an easy sell on the secondary market. So the next one that we have here is going to be the third error coin of the group. And this is a 1961 Lincoln cent. This one was actually struck on a defective planchet, okay? And so this is probably one that maybe was an end of strip blank that was punched out of that strip. And it was just really in rough shape. Another piece may have fallen off of it. But in any event, this one is pretty magnificent. Again, it could possibly pass as damage if you're not careful and if you don't know what you're looking for. This one example is an NGC Mint State 64 full red. This one's sold on Heritage Auctions January 9th of 2011 for $138. Okay, not bad for a coin that looks like someone had taken a bite out of it. Pretty amazing. All right, so we have 2 left. Of course, I saved the biggest and the best for last. The next coin, the fourth on the list, is going to be a 1961. This one, however, as you guys know, was produced during a time when silver was still the standard. Okay, so this one coin was inadvertently struck on a 10-cent 90% silver dime blank. All right, so notice it's a little bit smaller. Of course, it's silver in color. Your best bet might be just to find these in a roll of dimes, because it's going to be about that size. But this one right here is an NGC Mint State 63. This is a really cool error. And this one's sold on Heritage Auctions January 12th of 2015 for the amount of $1,703.75. Now, I saved the best for last, and obviously this is a pocket change discovery. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm talking about, what you can find out there. And you know, it's one thing to pull out a coin that maybe is a little bit questionable. Some would argue that this looks like a vice job, which is, you know, two coins pressed together. Yeah, you know, it could be done in the garage if you wanted to. But this one right here is a legitimate error, okay? And this one is going to be a 1961D. It's a Denver minted example that pops off at the top of our list of error coins on this particular date. This one, guys, is a coin that was struck on a 1960D small date Lincoln cent. Get a load of this coin. Check out some of those details of the underlying 1960D. All right, so how does this all happen? Well, there was probably a coin that was struck and probably fell out of the you know, the bin, you know, that these are collected into. And, you know, one came out and probably rolled underneath the machine. And after, you know, some cleaning, they probably just took that one coin and just flipped it into, you know, another batch of blanks intended for 61Ds. Okay, it's a possibility. That's how something like this would happen. But this one, this is what's incredible. And I'm telling you every day, I'm a firm believer that with enough searching, some of those high-end rarities exist out there. PCGS graded AU58. Yes, this one is a circulated coin that came out of change at one point. This one sold on Heritage Auctions May 11th of 2007. So it's been a little while. I feel like this coin would sell for a lot more today, okay, because this is pre-recession. This one sold for $4,600. Holy smokers. Yes, that's why we do this. Is so that way we could find coins that are worth $4,600. That's coin roll hunting for you, and that's pocket change searching. We're looking for treasure every day. Thank you guys for joining. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Like, share, subscribe. Smack it an old thumbs up for me. You know, show your boys some love and appreciation. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys enjoy the hunt. Keep on stacking. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy the hobby.